everybody become race car drivers on the road? Or am I just getting older? Maybe I'm just getting old because I'm starting to realize, like, I'm going 75 miles per hour, 65 miles per hour zone, and everybody's going like 85 past me. Like, when did this happen? Or has this just always been like that and I'm just now starting to realize it? So yeah, everybody just seems to be moving so fast. Hello. I hope everybody's doing well. I don't know, this week has been a little, I was gonna say lackluster, but actually it's been quite a bit of change over the last week than the company that I work for for a small company, and a few people are leaving the organization, and I think I'm starting to feel just a little bit, I guess unsettled or whatever, but I don't know. But I love the company, I love what I do, and so, I'm gonna journey on. So, yeah, that's what's going on in my world. In addition, finished all my homework over the weekend, and I tried to submit my proposal information, and something happened with the system where I wasn't able to actually submit that, so that was a little frustrating. Let's see what else is going on. Well, last night I laid down to go to sleep, and I started having pains in like the back of my head, and then a pain in my chest, and I got nervous, and I started getting dressed, because I'm like, if I need to call 911, I need to be dressed so that they can get in the house. Come downstairs and unlock the door so they can get in and get me if I'm having a heart attack or something. I don't know. It's probably just gas. But no, I couldn't sleep for hours, so I just kind of walked around, pacing the floor and drinking water, and just until I felt comfortable enough to lay back down and go to sleep. So that was a few hours. I probably was up to maybe about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, which is interesting because I live alone. So these are some of the things that you have to consider when you live alone. If something happens to you medically, like if you have some sort of stroke, heart attack, or anything could happen. People my age I don't think like a lot of people my age have major health problems where they just kind of just drop dead, but I mean, it happens. It can happen. And so I don't know, I just be thinking about that sometimes, like, oh, I live by myself. I need like a plan for if something happens, or if I'm just have enough energy to get to my phone and dial 911. Like, I want to make sure that I don't know. All that stuff was going through my mind yesterday, and I couldn't sleep. Yeah. And then I think I ended up falling asleep and then having dreams about something bad happening. I'm like, oh, shoot. I don't think it means anything besides that was just what was on my mind. And as I was going to sleep, my brain was processing that. So, but today I feel pretty good and get my steps in. I've been doing between 20 and 30,000 steps a day, watching what I eat. And I've been doing that for like the last couple of months. So I'm in a good spot. I do need to get back to the gym consistently. But that was what I was thinking. So what do y'all think about that? So if you live alone, I guess I'm talking to people who live alone, how do you make sure that you are okay if something happens to you? Like, obviously you're not walking around, well, I don't know, maybe somebody out there is walking around with like the little button for the help, I'm falling, I can't get up, right? But at my age, I'm not old enough for that yet. So, but I usually always have my phone somewhere nearby. But I guess, I don't know, it's just something that I think about. And I also have kind of toyed around with the idea of selling my house and living in different places for a little while, just to experience the world. I think the older I get, the more I'm realizing that life is about the experiences and not so much the financial part of it, although you need the finances sometimes to get to the experiences. But so I don't know, I was thinking about that, but then I'm like, ooh, what happens if I'm somewhere over in Africa and I have a medical emergency or something like that? I'm by myself again. So I don't know. Maybe that's some of the things that other people who live alone think about. Maybe you don't think about it, especially if you're younger. You probably don't. But I guess the older I'm getting, the more I'm like, this is interesting. Like, if something happens, what would I do? So, that was on my mind, obviously, because of last night. So yeah, that's what was on my mind today. The changes going on within my organization, my own health and wellness, and I think that's about it. I do think that's about it. I don't really know what else to talk about. Yeah, that's it. I don't know. In the comments, let me know if, for those of you who live alone, do y'all think about stuff like that? Like if something happens to you health-wise, what will you do? And the other part that I got stumped on last night was, okay, if I'm having these feelings, at what point do I get in the car and try to make my way to the emergency room? And then I went as far as to print out my health insurance card yesterday. I'm like, okay, let me print this out. So if I have to go to the emergency room, at least I have all of my information, and it'd just be easier for me. I took a picture of it and also printed it out. And I was also thinking, like, if I call 911, I could have that printed out when they come to get me. If I won't land on the floor passed out, at least they know I got insurance. I don't know. The craziest things go through my mind. I'm so weird. But yeah, that was interesting last night. But I feel great. I'm sure it was nothing. But I don't know if you watch this video and I've gone on to be with the Lord. I guess it wasn't nothing. But no. So seriously, but just, I don't know. I guess that's something that if you live alone, you need to think about and consider.